Hello, this is wmpyr. Happy Halloween. In this video, I would like to share some philosophies with you on cross-training. This is some of the ideas that I developed over the years. First of all, I want to say that it comes down to it is your choice, okay? What do I mean by that is basically how you tackle cross-training. If you look at styles or techniques or the method of training, or you look at the practitioners from a critical point of view, where you look at them and you're like, that wouldn't work, or, why do they do that? It doesn't make any sense. If you look at it from a critical point of view like that, uh, I feel that you're already closing your mind. And I used to do that. And in my mind, I was being technical. Okay, I thought I was being technical, but what it is you're questioning everything. So if you're questioning everything, you're already closed in that sense. And the truth is that style, that art it doesn't need to prove itself to you. So if you go in with that kind of attitude saying, prove that it works to me, let's try to figure out to see if this will work or not, then you're already on the wrong boat, because actually, in a way, you can't even really prove it, because it all comes down to like so many variables. So if you had 10 street fights and 9 times out of 10 it didn't happen, does that mean it's completely useless, or does that mean that the practitioner there didn't know how to make it work, or could it have been another factor? There's just so many variables that it's not necessarily proves anything solid. The way that I like to go, and I used to be that critical mind, but then I changed over the years to now I look at the style, the practitioner, the techniques, the way they train, and I give them the benefit of the doubt, all right? And once I do that, I say to myself, how can I make this benefit me? So I'm willing to work. I'm willing to work and try to figure out and go, what can I do? What can I do, rather than what can the style do, or what can the practitioner do to prove to me that it works? I'm saying, what can I do to make it work for me? You see what I'm saying? So there's a very, very different attitude there. And once you take that kind of approach, I think you're going to see that basically, even if you decide not to learn this martial art or this technique or whatever, where you go, okay, it looks effective, or I can see that it can be if done in a certain way or whatever, okay? So you're giving the benefit of the doubt that it is effective or that it is beneficial, all right? And you decide not to add it to your arsenal. It doesn't necessarily mean that you don't value it. It could be for any number of reasons, like, oh, in order for that to work for me, I think it's going to take a whole lot of time, or it requires a lot of flexibility, something that I don't have, let's say, or there's no instructor that teaches that around here, so I would really, really have to go out of my way to learn that, and it's just not convenient. It could be any number of reasons. So it's not necessarily that you devalue it, it's just that you have other reasons to say no thank you, but I do think that it can be very, very effective. So it's, once again, a different attitude. So if you do decide to take the jump and you say, okay, I want to actually try to make this work for me, I want to try to figure out things about this, I want to explore this, okay, if you do take that jump, then the first thing that I recommend, the first thing that helps me, is to look for similarities. And this is probably natural for a lot of people. Similarities offer a relation point where you could relate to it, where you could start to understand it. Because if you don't understand, you can't relate to it, it's very difficult then to have a positive mind to it and to be open to it. You're just going to be like, okay, I just don't get it, and it's over right there. So find that relation point where you can go, okay, that's very similar to something that I already do here, that I have extensive background in. So I can understand that part, all right? But the true gold mine is the differences, okay? Because if all you're doing is adding similarities from other styles, all right, you already know that stuff because it's similar. If you think about it, it might be a little different here and there, or the approach is a little different here and there, but basically it's similar. That's it's the same thing. That's why it's called similar. So then that doesn't really help you as much as when you're able to add something that's totally different. When you add something that's totally different, now you're really expanding. Now you added something totally new to your arsenal. You have one more weapon now, rather than adding similarities is more like sharpening your weapon, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But when you can add something different, something you haven't done before to your arsenal, then to me, that is the great stuff. So first start off with similarities and then work your way towards differences. So hope that helps. Thank you for watching and take care, folks.